Thank you, Mr. McFarland, and thank you for being here today. I'll begin our questions today, followed by the ranking member. We'll then alternate between sides. I now recognize myself for the purpose of asking questions. Mr. McFarland, we all know the Capitol Police Board has 3 voting members with an enormous amount of authority over the United States Capitol Police. The board now consists of an entirely new membership since January 6th, which presents us with a unique opportunity to reconsider or to consider reforms or structural changes. You previously worked for the House Sergeant at Arms, and you've now returned as the acting House Sergeant at Arms. In the 3 months since returning to the office and building on your previous experience working in the office of the House Sergeant at Arms, are there specific structural changes that you would recommend to the Capitol Police Board to make it more accountable and transparent?
Chairman Steil, I can only talk about my experience on the Capitol Police Board for the last 3 months, but I can say that there is need for room for improvement for a lot of these changes. Some of the things have already taken place. We did close out a GAO recommendation on governance for the Capitol Police Board. We actually are still in the midst of actually closing out Capitol Police IG findings. Since I was sworn in, we've closed out at least 20 of those recommendations. We still have 49 more to go, but we're working diligently to improve it. And then we also have our stakeholder forum, which I think members of this committee attend, that could actually lend a voice as well to, see about restructuring and how the Capitol Police Board is doing.
Thank you very much. On a different note, during the preparations for the State of the Union this year, the Secret Service requested the Capitol Police Board to put up a fence around the Capitol. The request went to the Capitol Police Board for a vote, and I believe you were the lone member to vote against it. One of our goals in the Committee on House Administration is to have a more professionalized security posture here on the Hill, and part of that is minimizing the impact of political considerations on security decisions. And this, to me, includes making threat-based decisions for our security posture. In your opinion, was there a threat-based request for the fence for the State of the Union this year?
Sir, what I can tell you is I'm not against the idea of a fence. I'm against the idea that is the end-all, be-all solution. I've asked the Capitol Police as well as the Secret Service to come up with alternatives to try to figure out exactly what would be the best course of action to take instead of the fence. I was provided no real guidance on what those alternatives are. But what I can tell you is I think that taking a look, we need to take a look at the threat-based intel that is before us and actually marry it with the security posture of what we should be doing.
So specifically as it relates then to that decision to put up the fence as it relates to this year's State of the Union, was there a threat-based request for the fence?
Not as far as I know.
So not presented to the Capitol Police Board. There's no threat-based reason that the fence was put up?
No, sir. Not at the time that we made the vote. There was no threat-based information.
Let me shift gears, but staying on the fence. The rapid response fence it's a relatively new addition to the Capitol security. You noted that it's not an end-all, be-all, but is there even a standardized policy for when to put up the fence?
Sir, there is no standard policy for putting up the fence. I think we should have a process of determining whether a fence is needed, not necessarily policy. I think it would take some time to draft a process that's specific enough to be useful and broad enough to allow our circumstances to work on what we're able to predict. So at this time, we're looking at anything that we possibly can to help with this situation. But
would that process provide us an ability to depoliticize the security decisions?
I think, sir, that if we were to do that, it would depoliticize and we just based it off of threat intelligence alone. I think we could.
I appreciate that because I think it's really important that we work to depoliticize the security framework here on Capitol Hill, and I'm concerned when we have, for example, the fence going up prior to the State of the Union without a threat-based analysis. As you noted, no threat-based information was provided to the Capitol Police Board. The concern is that decisions such as a fence are being put up for political purposes. Let me shift gears for a final question here. Recently, your office put together a new strategic plan for the House Sergeant at Arms in the 118th Congress. You referenced that in your opening remarks. Can you just detail how these goals further increase the safety of the House and its members?
Sir, I think that when you take a look at our strategic plan and the 4 areas that we highlight, which is our people goal, our patron goal, and ingenuity goal, and accountability and oversight goal, I think when we do all 4 of these together, I think it makes not only the Sergeant at Arms a better place to work, but it also makes the Capitol Hill community a safer place to operate.
Thank you very much. Thank you for being here in your service to the United States House of Representatives.